Welcome back to our channel, everybody. I am the Vegas mom, and this is my husband, Electric Dave. And today we are going to be talking about the first thing I do when we get on the ships after the muster station, when we bring our kids.
Doesn't mustard always sound like mustard station?
It does. It does sound like mustard station. So the first thing we do is we do our muster station. Obviously, just get that out of the way. Nobody wants to be the last one they're calling. Then we head to the Windjammer. I drop everybody off. I say, see ya. And I go to Adventure Ocean and I register the kids because for our older kids, it's easy. Just register them, sign them up. For our babies, it is not as easy. I register them in one spot. Then I have to go over to the Adventure Ocean babies. I don't know actually what they call the baby room.
Tots? No.
Maybe, I don't know. But I go over there, it's for 2 and under. That's the room that actually charges per hour. It's the only ones that charge per hour, unless it's after late night. And I have to make reservations. So when you get on the ship, they say you get 2 time slots of like a certain amount of hours or however you want to do it. I always do like 2 3-hour time slots. And I try to get one for the first night and the second night. Because then the next day, usually they open up more reservation time for each family. Just because I want to make sure that even if we're not going to do it, they have people on a wait list as well. Just because, you know, there's like we've talked about in previous videos, we like to go and get our points in the casino or we want a little bit of alone time. Our older kids always want to be in Adventure Ocean. So it's just a nice way to do that.
Yeah, and if you are bringing, you know, a baby on board, we brought our baby at 6 months on board. So, you know, they have limited amount of capacity. So you want to make sure that
we have 2 in the baby room.
We did have 2. In this particular case, we had 2 in the baby room. And there's certain ships where there is a lot of families and certain ships where there isn't a lot of families.
This last one, they said there was like over 100
over
babies.
100 babies. So, you know, there was definitely a limited amount of time slots. And even for some, they couldn't take it for us as well.
We got waitlisted a couple times.
Right, we got waitlisted a couple times. But realistically, like we said, we really enjoyed that environment so with our kids as well. So we could always, when we didn't have any like of the babysitting time, we still, you know, were able to do everything. We still were.
There were times too when our older kids were like, we want to go. And so we would just drop them off and just keep the babies with us.
Yeah.
Because that's fine.
But that is the number one thing that Samantha always instills in like me, like I'm going right to the baby room, like move out of my way, I'm going. And I'm like, no problem.
Obviously they all get their food. And then as soon as I'm done, I head back. Because they're usually on the same, so far, almost every cruise they've been on the same side of the ship. Yeah. And like just. And
I think also when you do that, we typically, everybody goes to the buffet, the Windjammer. You know, I feel like there's other, at least it depends on the ship, there's other little snack areas, plenty of little snack areas that breaks it up a little bit. I think on Quantum there was the Solarian Bistro was also open, but they were slammed too. So we just decided to go like we always do to Windjammer, and then right on Windjammer as we have a table, then Samantha heads out.
Just because, and I will say I've noticed like when I drop off the kids that first night, people are registering their kids at that night, and then you know it makes it more of a hassle for the workers because they're only allowed to let one family in the room at a time.
Yes.
And it just like prolongs everything. Where I've seen them say to a family before, like, hey, you know what, this person has a reservation. Can you wait outside till we have no more reservations? And then you can come in and register your kid, which then they might lose out on getting a spot because they didn't do it fast enough.
Yeah, so that's one of the things that Samantha always does. If I can't necessarily think of another one that's as important for you that you go and do no matter what, and she shuts me down on anything.
Muster. Then we do the kids club. And then we go check out the casino point system. Those are
typically if for some reason if the kids are in the casino's closed, because the casino's closed usually when we come in. So the first thing we do, check the casino point for this voyage just to see how it's fluctuated. We take a picture. Usually the casino
host. Sometimes you go down there by yourself.
Yeah, sometimes I go down there by myself.
Get a coffee usually. Yeah. There's like stairs down there, and we'll just wait with whatever spot is over there. Once we get our room, we're good to go.
Yeah. So Yeah, that's what we got for this.
That is the first thing I do every single time I go on the cruise with the babies.
Check us out on the next one. Thanks, guys.
Bye.